All right, everybody, we are back again, and this time we are back at Azerbaijan, a track that has a history of being I mean, to put it nicely, a complete shit show in seasons past that we have come here in TFR. So the big key here is going to be plain and simple: avoid carnage. Do everything you can to avoid incidents, both that of other drivers being overly aggressive and make mistakes yourself. You don't want to throw away a lot of valuable points here by throwing your car into a wall unnecessarily, trying to be a hero going for a couple of extra tenths on just one lap. So let's get into how you can be consistent around this track because that will be the key. Turn one, you want to mount the curb on the outside, pretty much brake right on the red. You do not want to take the curb on the inside. Mount the curb on the exit, and that allows you to get to the throttle nice and early. Coming to turn two, you want to brake just a touch before the red, but you do still want to carry as much speed through the apex as possible. And this is all about carrying as much speed through the corner as possible, which allows you to do what's important here, and that's get to full throttle as quickly as possible. The faster the car's traveling, the easier it is to get back to full throttle quickly. So that's why not only carrying as much speed through the apex as possible is important here, but also straightening the car out on exit then as quickly as possible. All right, turn three now. Same thing as turn two, basically. It's very easy to clip the inside wall here or carry too much speed through this corner and clip the wall on the exit. That extra little width on the outside is very inviting, but you don't want to get too greedy with it. So same thing as turn two in terms of the racing line, braking just a touch before the red. Try to miss the curb on the inside and try to exit in third gear, which helps you get the full throttle very quickly heading towards turn four. Turn four is basically the same thing, a little bit before the red or right on. Try to late apex it just a little bit, which helps straighten out the car quicker, which again helps you get the full throttle quicker. All right, the 5-6 complex is probably the trickiest set of corners to get right. You want to use the full width of the track here on the outside and brake almost full car length before game recommends here, because you really want to cut this left-hander to the inside and bring it as far to the left as possible, because it's all about setting up that right-hander, which you don't want to hit the curb on the inside. You can take just the tiniest bit of that exit curb, but you don't want to take a lot of it. And like always, it's about straightening the car out as quickly as possible and getting to full throttle as quickly as possible for the not super long straight, but still a straight after this nonetheless. All right, turn seven here. Brake just a touch before the red. Mount the curb on the inside. If you just take a little bit of curb, it'll actually cause you to understeer to the outside, which you'll really have to wait to get the full throttle to avoid hitting the wall on the outside. And that's obviously, both of those are not good. All right, and now it's time for the big problem, so to say, castle section. I brake a touch before the game recommends here, but I don't brake as long as the game recommends. I carry as much speed through this first corner as possible. I've said in some other videos where the faster you're going, the more the aerodynamics of the car push the car down, so it helps the car stay grippy as you turn into the castle section. And because it's not 90 degrees in, you can carry some speed into the first part of castle section, and as you come into the little hump over the alley, about right then you basically want to start braking for the right-handed part. You want to start braking for that right-handed corner earlier than you would think, and you want to cut it back to the inside to really set up for the left-hander. So starting from the beginning, Brake a touch before the game recommends, but carry more speed than it recommends. Take this inside curb on the left, but don't Leclerc it, obviously. Um, Fire it up through the alley, brake early, and then as you head for that final left-hander, leave off early. So just basically do everything just a little early, which helps you carry the speed through and helps you have the traction on the exit. And as you can see there, I was just keeping my momentum up, but at the same time never overcommitting in terms of the line to one corner. So I can be solid coming out of the final corner and get a good exit. So I guess the way to sum it up is carry a lot of speed, but don't overcommit with the line, if that makes sense. All right, a very tricky corner here. Brake pretty much right on the red on low fuel or a little bit before on race pace. You can mount the curb. It's very tricky to do consistently. It does save a little bit of time, but on race pace, I do not recommend it. It's one of those corners where you don't want to bid it into the wall. Don't be a hero here. There isn't a long straight after this. Don't ruin your race going into the wall here. All right, I call it the final actual corner on the lap because the rest of it's full throttle, even on race fuel. Use the width of the track on the outside, avoid the curb on the inside, but you can mount the curb on the exit so all four tires are still on flat asphalt. And the traction can be a little tricky on the exit, so don't overcommit and spin the tires. But yeah, it's all about just getting a clean line and clean braking for this corner. And through here, nice and smooth. Smooth is fast through here. And then if you're on pad, you want to hold R2 all the way to the line. On low fuel runs, you want to keep it back to the inside, point the car in a straight line to the exit. If you're on race pace, point it straight to the outside of the track because not long after the line would be the braking point to start another lap again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of these corners, you just want to, like I said, when there's a combination of corners, you want to be aggressive with the speed you carry in, but not aggressive with the line you take in because you want to be strong coming out of the final corner to get the run down the straight. And on the single corners, it's like I said, it's all about carrying as much speed through as possible, which helps you get to the traction earlier and just straighten the car out and launch it down the straights. You just want to allow the slipstream to do the work here for you. Don't try to be a hero gaining those tenths around the corners because that is what's going to get you killed. And that's what's going to make the difference in this race. It's not going to be who's super fast. It's going to be who doesn't F up. And these are very valuable points. And in a not full calendar season, that means every race's points are even more valuable than they would normally be. So, yeah, this race will probably be carnage and it will have huge implications on the championship. You just want to make sure that you're the one taking advantage of the misfortune of others. That's it for this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.